Good morning, and welcome to You Be the Judge. Our guest today has been with us before, but he's here to announce a innovative and great new tactic in helping our veterans who come back from Iraq and in Afghanistan with post-traumatic stress disorder or mild traumatic brain injury problems get a second chance, and that is the development of a very unique court here in northeastern Pennsylvania called Veterans Court. And I'm happy to introduce Judge Michael Barrasse. And as a veteran myself, Judge, I want to thank you for this program that you brought to the veterans here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and hopefully it'll be something that's picked up by all of the county courts throughout Pennsylvania.
Well, thank you, Todd. First of all, thank you for having me here today. And we believe that the Veterans Court, hopefully, with the pushing of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court and the aid of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, will be one that is throughout Pennsylvania. It's not just the court, it's also involving the Veterans Administration, veterans that are going to be mentors, veterans that are going to be helping defend some of these veterans that have gotten themselves into criminal trouble, most often drug and alcohol related or mental health related.
You know, Judge, when I was privileged to be invited to the opening of the Veterans Court, and our good friend Justice Seamus McCaffrey came up, himself a veteran, and talked about the makeup of the Supreme Court.
It's really incredible when you see how many members of the Supreme Court either themselves are veterans or they have children that are active presently in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Justice Castillo, our Chief Justice, lost a leg in Vietnam.
Justice Castillo, I previously worked for when he was the district attorney in Philadelphia, and there's a person as a veteran lost his part of his leg. Yet at the same time, it's not hampered him in any way from any of his endeavors. Here he is, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, previously the district attorney in Philadelphia. He is a person who just does not give up regardless, and I think he really embodies the true spirit of a veteran.
You know, that really drives home the point, though. I mean, we had a mayor of the city of Scranton who was a triple amputee.
David Wenzel.
And was able to get to work every day and did wonderful things for the people of the city of Scranton. And Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who's an amputee. But when we hurt someone's brain, either through overstressing it through post-traumatic stress disorder or actual physical injuries caused by traumatic brain injury, it can ruin a life forever and so difficult to put the pieces back together.
And that's really what we're looking at here. You know, one thing that Justice McCaffrey said is you have a lot of people that, say, for example, they're in the reserves and they now get shipped to Iraq or Afghanistan. They're working one day, whether it be in a factory or in an office, and the next thing you know, they're down for training and then they're shipped off. They come back on a Friday, and maybe Monday they're back at work again. And while they were there, they dealt with an awful lot of situations that were very difficult. We had one today, a case in which the individual was on night duty, and he witnessed his commander get blown up. And he never really dealt with it satisfactorily while he was there. And when he got back, he went right back to work. And since then, he's been really dosing himself with drugs and alcohol to take care of the mental health problems that have not been addressed.
You know, and that's the unfortunate part, is when these kids come back, the first place to turn is to alcohol or drugs, and they don't know why. They're into these lethal combinations for a young person trying to hold a job or
And you can imagine what it's like on two different scenarios. One, the person coming back, and as Justice McCaffrey said, you know, when you're in combat zone, you're taught to live on the edge. You're there ready, whether it be to defend your position or to attack a position. You're on edge. You're ready for action. All of a sudden, you come back home and you're in the sedate land of whatever your work environment is. That shift from that is not all that easy, and often people are able to find that edge by going ahead and experimenting with the drugs and alcohol, not expecting to find themselves addicted to it. And once they get addicted, it's a terrible combination.
And whether it's from combat or whether it's from an accident at work, a brain injury or traumatic brain injury or post-traumatic stress disorder wreaks havoc on a family. And when we come back, Judge, I want to talk about all of the ways that the drug court treats the problems that society has, and most importantly, the veterans has. So by all means, stay tuned to You Be the Judge.